Morning Fonk. Today we got a special. Roland Grass and Lumpy. Roland Grass, reluctant astronaut. Not really an astronaut, just thrown into a situation. Sometimes we're thrown into situations, and that's what Roland Grass had to deal with. So we got a Fonk here. We'll make Roland Grass kind of a funky dude, right? Finds things fascinating. Has an active mind. He's always like, wow, what's that going on there? We're gonna make a shirt, guys. We're gonna make a Roland Grass astronaut shirt. This goes around the back. This, and then much similar to Golbear, we got a little kind of a bib collar thing going on. We put those two together, and then we put some sleeves on. We're gonna get Roland Grass all ready for saving the planet, right? We're not just the planet, but all those stars, saving all those stars. If you're like, I don't think I'm capable of saving all those stars, that's not a ridiculous thing to say about yourself. You go like, I don't know if I'm up for it. Definitely a little skeptical about his own abilities. And that's us sometimes, isn't it, guys? But we try. We give it a try. So see how I did that? I brought that around. Now what I want to make sure is that it gives a nice kind of like collared shirt look in front, this V, right? So we want to make sure that that's in place. And then we're just going to use dots. We're going to use poster dots. You could use the permanent ones, but we're going to do a line down that. Kind of make a rounded collar there. That's going to pull down. And then you see, when this comes around, it creates the shirt. I mean, this is just standard cardstock. Office supply store, medium thick cardstock. All right? It's a little firm. You know, you could use paper. You could use paper. You could use a fabric. What I've got right now is some plain old white cardstock. And it's a white shirt that we're making. You know, when you're making a Fonk, don't think too hard about it. So all we got to do is put a couple lines of dots down each. Double it up. They're dots. You know, when you have cheap glue, use it. Make sure that this part is under there, right? This is how I'm doing it, guys. You tell me how to make a shirt for a Fonk, okay? You're gonna see there. Check it out, guys. We're gonna cinch it with those stripes, those Roland Grass stripes. How about that shirt, guys, right? That is one shirt. And Grass was always wearing those crazy shirts, did you notice? Never talking about them, never going like, hey, did you see my shirt? Hey, check this shirt out. He's just wearing it, waiting for you to react, waiting for you to go, yeah, that's a cat's shirt. Did you see that cat's shirt Grass was wearing? Okay, doesn't it seem like Roland Grass, just the kind of guy who would rather be chilling barefoot, right? Rather be chilling barefoot. You know those guys, right? And he's like, oh, here's a fascinating thing I know about. Do you know it too? He's kind of like that, right? Yes. Hey, doesn't hurt no one. Knowing fascinating things and sharing them doesn't hurt anyone. You don't have to listen. You don't have to listen to those fascinating things. And if you don't know those fascinating things, it's like, okay, here, let me tell you about it. I'll tell you about that fascinating thing. And if you do know it, like, that's right, celebrating that you knew it. Good teacher. Roland Grass is a teacher, okay? And then he's flung into space, and they say, save the stars. And he's like, oh, me save the stars. I refuse to save those stars. Would you refuse to save those stars? I don't know. He's just saying, not me, guys. You got the wrong guy. They did not have the wrong guy. You could give it a try. You could just try. I mean, we're all pretty much capable of stuff like that, but he had a lot of science knowledge. So, guys, we're putting the white sleeves on. It's a short sleever. It's a short sleever with black rims. Short sleever with black rims. A couple black rims here. Color around. There you go. Just adds a little bit. Now he's chilling, right? Now he's chilling on grass. Chilling barefoot. Well, he could chill barefoot in the old pod. In the old space pod. It's a pretty big space pod, by the way. It's got a lot of parts. And were you like me, just very uncomfortable with how he was flailing with all those very tender chords? Flailing with all this important stuff. Doesn't know how to do weightless. You don't find that out until later. And I'm like, I'm thinking half the movie, this guy's an astronaut. And he's so flailing all the time. See how that kind of connects? Just enough, right? Like, look, you guys, it's a Fonk. Make the short sleeve come around, this black rim, just so. Get that look. Okay, and then I made fascinating glasses. Look at these, with the eyebrows, those eyebrows on there. Those are some fascinating glasses. So we can be like, And he's always like, fascinating. But also he's doing this a lot, isn't he? He's like, I don't know. What do you think, Lumpy? Well, gotta get Lumpy here. Definitely a guy who needs to connect with another mind. And some of us just wanna like think on our own in a room, alone with our thoughts, to come up with eureka moments. Mr. Grass needs another. Sometimes we need that. Look, he's got his little earth hacky sack too. He's like, maybe we bounce this around a little bit. What do you think, guys? What do you think, guys? That's kind of Grass's motto. But look, we're not done with making the Roland Grass Fonk because we've got some hair digis. And I want to show you how we get that Gary Goodlocks, the way he's tussling that hair, that smart hair, right, ladies? Isn't this so Gary Goodlocks hair? And then just kind of like back and forth, a little bit of this, and then it kind of just flops down, doesn't it, ladies? Just kind of flops, but it looks so good, right? He's got all those layers. Rolling grass. You know, you want to sit your funk up, you just take a bump, put it behind him. See, sits up. And maybe, right here, we're doing, just cover every digi with some germ worms. See what that does. We should have one more. There it is. Look, germ worms do what you want them to do. So if they're not doing what you want them to do, make them do it. Make them do what you want them to do. So here's a close-up of the worms in the hair. Not much to speak of yet, but then you make it work. Get that hair working. I'm like, I need a haircut. Okay. Gary Goodlocks was looking pretty good. Gary Goodlocks and I, same age. It's a good year to be born. If you look up, Gary Goodlocks was born. Who's Gary Goodlocks? You tell me. You tell me who Gary Goodlocks is. You know who it is. You know who it is. Tell me in the comments. Leave a comment. Leave a like. How do I know you like this? It's just a good cut, you know? It's a good cut. It's kind of flat. It's kind of flat, you guys. But Gary Goodlocks has that kind of like V-shaped head, making it here in this V shape. You can see it, right? It's just hanging down. It's kind of like this. So we're making that out of this hair. And I think we've got it. Make it just wrap around the way you need, right? Oh, and then it's like, I'm in space. I'm in space, you guys. Capture a video and send it back in a pod? What the heck? You might as well send like a radio signal, right? So then, Roland Grass is in space all alone, trying to save the stars. Gets to Tau City and then is like, I am not alone. Nope. From the pipes comes Lumpy. We got a Lumpy here. And I'll show you putting on Lumpy's fifth leg. Lumpy is not a tarantula, but Lumpy has a look. We're putting this leg in here. And we're going about halfway, maybe like less than halfway, like this, little uneven. Do a loop. And then what I did is I put this through like that, kind of that. And then there's that fifth leg. And then you can kind of cinch it down on those knobs. You got Lumpy, look at this. Coming out and going like, hey, no. Question, right? And Roland's like, what are you? And Lumpy's like, I'm Lumpy. And you don't know that yet. Let's pick my name. Guys, you can pick your name these days. And Lumpy, we don't know. Lumpy has a mate, but we don't know. So Lumpy's an it, you know? It's not an insult to be an it, right? Because you are just an it, you know, sometimes. It is thinking. It is Lumpy. Hi. Though they have different forms, they have similarities. Roland is like, maybe we can figure this thing out together. And Lumpy's like, yes, we're gonna figure that out together. Roland, but they can't even touch, can they? Remember when Lumpy burns? Lumpy was burning, but it was saving grass so they could save the stars. They both needed to survive. Lumpy couldn't sacrifice itself. Lumpy couldn't burn and then die. No. And they didn't know how to communicate. Right at the beginning, Lumpy delivers a series of escape rooms for Grass to figure out. Grass is like, what is this? And how do I make sense of what I'm seeing? Fascinating. I gotta figure it out. And then Lumpy's like, let's give me a voice box. So it all works out, guys. It all works out. Spoilers. Do they save the stars? Have you seen this? Do they save the stars? We don't even know. Put that collar on. They're like best buds. Even though they're from very different worlds, they're best buds. Not a tarantula, but Lumpy is got a hard exterior, but maybe Lumpy is soft inside. What do you think? Tell me. I think there's a soft side to Lumpy. Well, you guys, I really appreciate you watching. Definitely let me know that you liked watching this. There's a very simple way. It's like a little but either thumb, either way, in Lumpy's world, Grass knows what Lumpy's saying. But I want to know what you're saying, and see you on the next Morning Fonk. Watch for Roland, Grass, and Lumpy on the Fonk Show.